So
Well,
yes, this is
welcome.
my first time.
Welcome to the tea party.
And you've been here regularly, haven't
I'm
you?
a
Very much.
regular.
Yeah.
When
I
I'm
can
not
tell
going
by-
out of town, I'm a regular. I'm taking a Studio B course from John starting next week. I was taking A, but I changed my mind and decided I really would rather do Studio B instead of Studio A.
You think it's time for me to get a haircut?
I'll give you one. I promise. It'll be good too.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Okay,
I'll bring my scissors next time
she
I
gives
come. And
she
give you a
gives her
haircut.
gentleman friend a haircut, and she was
I do
and
my
she was
husband also.
and she was telling me, that she does a good one. So I paid attention to him, and it's true. It's like the $1 million haircut. She cuts his hair like
Wow.
she makes him.
And
She,
he has bad hair.
you know,
So John has much better
Oh.
hair than
but
her
she makes
does.
him look like those guys that have lots of money and they
They're coiffed.
yeah.
Because he's not coiffed.
Like
but
Edwards? Like John
yeah,
Edwards?
no, he doesn't have that
coiffs
kind
him.
of hair. But when he goes to a barber shop, he comes out looking like, he's been like, when you go to the Marines and they
The little
they do
bowl
the-
thing on
the-
the head,
mhm.
and they, right. Yeah, not nice. Not
It
not
just
actually.
doesn't look good if you're paying $15 for it
Really.
or 20. Costs a lot for a barber shop now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
See,
And
I
you
think,
don't even get the red stripe pole anymore.
yeah.
So what's the point?
Right. Well, anyway,
So why don't I tell you what, Davine, I put a challenge here for you. How about cutting his hair and my hair? And would you be willing? And then seeing like what the difference is between either, and you could talk about either the difference between hairstyles or like a female head versus a male head. Would that be interesting? Would it be of any interest to any of the viewers?
You have to ask our mad
Or-
scientist here.
you mean do it on
Open.
do it on the television show?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm not sure if haircuts are really appropriate for tea parties or not. I wouldn't even know where to look that up, But
Well,
but
I
yeah,
guess the
but
Mad
we're
Hatter.
but we're up to well she's
Cool.
she's do you know she's a hatter.
I am the Mad Hatter.
Then I
She's-
brought up the right person to ask.
She's the hatter. See, but she millinery
I'm a milliner.
Oh, okay. Wow.
and she makes
I bet
hats.
you make fabulous
Yes,
I do,
yes. Her,
I do.
her hats have adorned the front windows of Saks Fifth Avenue
hats.
You've been looking at my website.
and such as that.
John's been looking at my website.
So yeah, she's
And what is your website?
DavineDial.com.
Davine, would you spell it just
DavineDial.com.
DavineDial.com. Okay. Dial.
But
And-
if you Google millinery,
Yeah.
I'll be on the front page. Right now, I'm number
Wow.
5. Number 5.
Wow.
Google
That's cool.
millinery. If you
And
look-
a lot of
That's
people
impressive,
Google
number
hats,
5.
and I'm like, you're not going to find Davine Dial under hats. You're going to find every mass producer in the country for 1,000 pages. But if you key in millinery, which is what handmade hats are, you'll find me on the first page of Google.
Wow. Do you make those fabulous hats that those fabulous African American women wear to church? When they
They
out-hat
like
each
a
other?
very stylized, very stiff, stylized hat, and I don't do those. Mine are much softer and just a little bit different take. They like a different style of hat than I make.
she has more of a southern leisurely.
Tea party look.
She does.
Yeah, they like tea party hats.
Slightly less formal than
yeah.
church.
Yeah.
Do you make men's hats as well as women?
No, men's
Just-
hats are an entirely different thing. They have to be, because the felt that men's hats are made of are an entirely different texture than the felt that women's hats are made of. They're much thicker felt. They have to be blocked on like a kind of a pneumatic machine. And they have to be very stiff, whereas mine are very loosely blocked and very soft, so that when you put them on, they kind of mold to your head. But men's hats need a lot of heavy machinery to do. And most independent people like me,
Yeah, right.
And
right.
probably
we can't or don't
Right.
don't want to do that.
probably
First of all,
steam too. Steam and
oh
heavy
yeah,
presses.
it's a combination of the pneumatic press and steam to really force them into
Because really, if you ever buy a really, really high grade men's hats, many of them are that you can knock.
they're board hard.
Yeah, they really
And
are.
that means they've got a lot of sizing in them, and very dense felt.
And sizing
That's
is
very
chemicals. Chemicals.
yes, and the felt, because it's so dense, has to be done on like some really strong machinery. Whereas my felt that I use I moisten it, I spritz it, let it saturate into the fiber for a couple hours, and then I place it on a bamboo steamer, like a pot with a bamboo steamer on top, and let that steam permeate into the felt, and then it's very pliable, and I can stretch it onto the block, kind of different kind of hat blocks that are odd shapes.
And then you put a big
and
rubber
it'll
band
mold
around it or
right
something.
on there, and I put a big rubber band on it and let it dry.
It sounds like fun.
She,
I'd love to see
you
do
haven't
that
seen her
sometime.
shows.
Yeah,
She
I
has
know.
instructional videos that are her shows she puts on URTV.
Oh, really?
I sell them on my website, but I gave my
Oh, wow.
instructionals here to URTV.
Oh, nice.
Just for the
That's
locals
so
to see
nice.
what goes into making a hat.
Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. I
Well,
will watch that.
Yeah, my feeling is there's not enough beauty and creativity in the world, and if you're doing your part to encourage beauty and creativity, then you're not involved in the destruction of the world. You can't do one and the other at the same time.
I'm a part of a Democratic Values Dialogue group, and actually that's one of the ones that came up was beauty. And I had a hard time with that because of the whole stereotype of, women not being valuable unless they're beautiful,
Well,
along
there's
with some
spiritual
stereotypical-
beauty,
Exactly,
There's
exactly.
There's different
Exactly,
kinds of
and
beauty.
that's really...
Like John's beautiful.
Yes, he certainly is. Yes, because he's
Yeah,
creative
He's a great
and
guy.
spontaneous.
He's a beautiful
and
guy.
all these, yes, open.
So it's Randini when Randini comes.
He'll
They're
be
both
here.
great
He'll be
guys.
here. He's
Yeah.
coming.
Really beautiful guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, when you said that though about the hats, I had a flash of maybe creativity. I don't know, but it dawned on me maybe one of the things that's going on with men and their control freak thing, and the whole Republican bent thing, and how even Democrats get sort of lost into philosophy of power and control as opposed
lust
to
for power.
Yes,
Lust
where
for power.
where the power is more important than the people. Definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe it's partly due to the hat thing. Maybe the hats that they wear with the sizing and the chemicals is going right into their brain.
No, I think it's testosterone.
Is testosterone? Is
Testosterone-
testosterone one of the parts of the sizing?
No. It's testosterone run amok.
You have testosterone,
They got
and
a
you
young
wouldn't do
man.
that, right?
We got a young man who's going to be doing some drilling, so I'm going to shut the door for you.
Oh, you can leave it open. Maybe if it gets bad.
Okay.
There's a guy out there yelling, going, "Shut the door! It's really gonna be noisy."
Yeah, you say.
Yeah. His head is bobbling. He's going, "Shut the door."
We'll see. We'll see. We sometimes we put up with a little drilling.
So you don't think it's the sizing? It's only the testosterone.
Well, one of the major forces in the world is the lust for, or the striving for power.
If you slide in this way, if I slide in this way, we get on the TV shot. See what I mean?
Oh yeah.
There we
Okay. Okay.
go. That-
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to put us all on the
it's,
TV shot.
It's power
And then
that people are hot for. It's the
Why?
drive for
Power. Why? What does power do for people that they want it so much? What does it make up for that they're lacking?
Well, she has a theory on that too, but we've already gone over that enough.
Oh, have you?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. So somebody's
Come on
joining us,
in,
it sounds-
please.
Looks like.
Please join
That's
us.
just one of
Yes.
them. One of them.
Looks like somebody's already singing. Somebody's
That
No.
tea was poured for you.
No, was it really?
And
It
let's
really was. Yeah.
hope not, because I don't drink.
It was
that
actually
tea.
poured for you, to tell you the truth.
Oh,
Whoa,
was it?
that's some
Uh-huh.
strong tea.
Oh, that's why I didn't get any.
Yeah,
Much.
that was yours.
Okay.
Oh, is that the jasmine tea?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he
That
only
was this
takes
one.
tea in his big cup.
I only drink tea.
Yeah, I did not know.
That's okay.
That's all right. Now you know.
That's okay.
You don't
Uh,
drink tea?
I'll tell you what. No one has had this. You should try some of the jasmine
I
tea.
don't want the jasmine tea.
I'll
Okay.
have
You,
that.
oh, you
I'll
tried
I
it?
drank the jasmine tea last week.
Okay, and you don't
I'll
like
have
it.
I'll
I don't like
some.
eating flowers.
Okay.
I
okay,
like
okay.
drinking
Well, you will like
flowers.
what's in the blue
I will
pot.
like what's in the blue pot.
Yes.
Yes.
This is the new blue pot. So we have a
We
new
have a new
easy steeper. We have a
blue.
blue easy steeper. So
What's the matter with eating flowers?
Have a
What do you
spot
have
tea.
against poor little flowers?
Oh, I have a lot of things against flowers.
It might
They
emasculate him.
taste horrible.
So are we sitting across from someone with a lot of testosterone?
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah.
no.
Yes.
They're full blown.
But he's not.
Hey, I
he's
didn't
a
have a
good
chance
guy.
to bring any because somebody else did.
John brought
what's
those.
that?
What about that?
All right.
I only drink Smoky Mountain tea.
Smoky Mountain tea.
Smoky Mountain rain.
Oh, you're gonna sing?
This is
for
good.
us.
We
I
like
love
we
it.
like the added. We like the added.
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
So you live in Woofing, huh?
I do. How'd you know that?
I just am a
He's been-
psychic because I grew up in Woofing.
Woofing.
I live in Worst
Woofing. I
Asheville
like
now.
Woofing.
I do indeed.
I
yes.
live in Worst Asheville now. So
And where's Asheville?
And Randy?
where about
Randy?
9 people got killed last week.
Yeah, really. What's going on with that? This
Right.
Our
murder
homicide
thing.
rate was 1 until last week, and then everybody in West Asheville decided to shoot each other.
Then heck, all heck broke
It
loose.
did.
Indeed.
Another levee broke or something.
Randy, I Googled your name
You did.
and I found out that you're a preacher man.
I am.
Can you marry people?
I can.
So can I.
We have 2 people here that can marry people.
Anybody out there seriously want to get married
Mhm.
and deserves to be married?
Oh man, that is delicious.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
That is delicious. I love that. I should not lay that back over there since I've managed to.
Okay, I'm gonna try it then. He says it's delicious. I'm gonna go for some.
Oh,
It
Does
is.
anybody else want me to pour
Is
some
it
any?
is it right for you?
Oh my.
Can I
that's
pour
just-
some
that
for
is
anybody?
right.
Okay.
That's the horrible noise I kept hearing in the background.
Mm-hmm. No.
They
thought it
just
was
started.
No, this
you
is
were
new.
hearing the static off of my little.
No. This when he first started, there was some bad
Oh, really?
background hissing or something.
Oh well, there was feedback. The TV was
Something. Okay.
I was washing dishes. The TV was on, but then after I was it still going on when the monk was in here talking?
No, you had done some adjusting over there. It
Okay.
almost sounded like the knobs needed to be sprayed or something.
Well,
Because
Randy-
it's almost sounded like when you adjusted it, kind of, you know.
Randy,
Uh-oh.
move down here so we can tighten up our shot.
Well, I don't know. Is
Nobody's
Brother
there right
Christopher
now.
Hers, I
back?
think. Whose is
Okay.
this? Whose is that?
So Brother Christopher's gone for the day.
Is that? It's not Brother Christopher's, is it?
I don't think so.
No. Whose rap is
I'll
that?
take that Jasmine tea.
Okay,
John
it's good.
doesn't want it.
This is good.
Oh, somebody had an accident.
Do you not care for the?
That was the prophets sitting there.
This is his rap.
That's his
Do
right.
I not care for? This would require for me some of this,
Uh-huh.
whereas the flowers.
Oh no, this is good.
I mean, what is it called?
that rap to the monk.
I would. Am I off of it now?
Mhm.
And I bet you or somebody in your family has something to do with government in Woodford. I can just about bet it.
You were watching, even though the hissing was happening. you were
I couldn't
paying close
understand nothing.
attention. Very good. Yeah, my husband James Lattimore is on the water district.
department,
Yeah, the
yeah.
water board. Mm-hmm. Yep, you got just voted in.
That
for
was
third
smooth move
term.
you guys did down there with getting the securing
The watershed.
Yeah,
Uh huh. Yep.
yeah, that was good.
Sure was. It was good stuff. He did
That
that. He
was.
led that. It was so funny the way it happened too, because I was on the board of the co-op,
Mm-hmm.
and we were having a meeting at the house, and Susan brought over a form that was that gave information about a meeting that was happening about the local watershed, and James and I read it, and he could go to the meeting, and then he was the only one that was at the meeting that could actually run for the office to do anything about it, so he offered to do that, and next thing you know, this whole thing happened, and it was like,
It's
and there was the three of them,
It was
it was, yeah, it was
I
like,
was tickled to death.
it was
to see that.
synchronistic, really. It was time to take control
It
and
was.
protect the
It
environment.
really was. It
Absolutely.
Really was.
Right. It's time to pay attention to the watershed.
That watershed.
Yep,
was-
Absolutely.
it was.
Which
Yeah.
one are you talking about? Bee Tree Watershed, the
No,
one, or y'all got one up in Woodfin?
Oh yeah,
up
we have
at
we have the
Green
best
Street.
water up in Woodfin. It's
Yeah.
so wonderful.
Mhm. Let's
It's a
keep
shame
it
they
that
have
way.
to bleach it at all, but
Mhm.
they have to, apparently according to some silly government law.
Yeah, when I was a kid, it was they didn't hardly mess with it at all. It just pretty much comes straight out of Reeves Creek, and
Wow.
it was good water.
Mhm.
And of course, it's been quite some time ago, but yeah, I grew up down on Taylor Street, down off of Burnsville Hill Road.
Hmm. I don't know Woodfin as much as I want to yet. It's such a complicated community,
Mhm.
really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love it though.
a lot of mean people came out of Woodfin. Not that I'm one of them. Just
You could have gone either way,
I
right?
could've gone there, I
Mean,
was sitting right on the fence.
mean or preacher, one way or the other. There's no middle ground.
No middle ground.
Okay, I wanted to talk to you. I know that it is now Tuesday that we're supposed to video the interview with Mr. Mumpower. What are we
Dr.
calling?
Mumpower, yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Right.
Tuesday from.
Did you see the interview that we aired
No,
Saturday?
I got your message, and
Okay.
I'm gonna take a look at it just to make
Okay.
sure that I don't
Well, it's here on DV tape. That doesn't mean you can't ask the same questions and stuff like that, but it'll
Sure,
be
there's no
excellent
point in it.
preparation.
There's no point in it if he's already answered them.
Well,
But I don't
Sometimes
think
you get a
I don't
different
think the question.
answer.
Yeah, well, I don't think my. Surprisingly enough, with Dr. Mumpower, you typically get the same answer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I would think so.
He's either well scripted or he's telling the truth. One of
He-
the
he-
two.
well,
Which one do you think it is?
well, a week, 2 weeks later, you're going to probably get the same answer. It hadn't had time hardly to change. You know?
No, seriously, I really back Dr. Mumpower. That's no surprise here.
You told me that.
But,
I know that.
But I don't think I'll be asking him the same questions that were asked, but I'm going to look at it just to make sure. I'm going to be asking some, what I consider questions that are on people's mind, but nobody wants to ask because they're too concerned about the war, and they're too concerned about gas prices, and they're too concerned about the economy and things like that. I'm going to be asking questions that are not being very much talked about right now. Some of them might seem like stupid questions, but, but so be it,
Well, like what?
Well, I'm going to be asking things like, is it point blank? Is it fair that the government can give themselves raises? And what could he do if he don't think it's fair? Then what can he do to help stop that? Or would he try to help stop it? Or does he want to give himself a raise?
Well, I'll tell you a story. My grandfather went on vacation, and he had a business, and he had a couple of his brothers work for him in his business, and he went on vacation, and he put one of his brothers in charge of it while he was gone, and he came back. And he started looking at the books. He says, "Hello, here. What is this?" He goes, his brother said, "Oh yeah, while you were gone, I gave myself a raise."
Things like that, I'll be asking some questions. I will be asking. I'm going to get out of the way right at the start. Gas, Iraq War, economy. I'm going to get that out of the way right at the start, just real briefly, just and then I'm going to go into things like that and just. Things about minimum wage and welfare and school systems and
Have you
stuff
already
like that.
run through some of the questions that you want to ask,
Have
and
I
like
went through
kind of
them?
imagined what the answers would be, and like what
Yeah.
your
He knows
response
a
would
lot
be,
of
that
that.
kind
You
of
would
thing?
you would
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
You know?
I have. Yeah. Now, Dr. Mumpower doesn't want to be prepped. He does not like being prepped. He does not like to know the questions beforehand, which I commend him for that. But I won't call him his manager because he hasn't been officially named his manager. But there's a guy out there, I guess, that may be his manager at some point. Wanted to get the questions and go over them with him, and Dr. Mumpower said, "No, I don't want them." So he likes things off the cuff. So I commend him for that, because most politicians would let me have them so I can study them and read them and prep myself. So
Well, he probably trusts you anyway too. He did basically the same thing with this interview that we did, and he told Matt he told Matt to ask him anything.
Yeah.
He says ask me anything. He put no restrictions.
that's
on
right.
it.
You can ask him anything from
Do you
drugs on up.
notice
And
though that a lot of times politicians don't actually answer what they're asked?
Yeah,
that's true.
or they don't answer truthfully.
Yeah,
They-
right. Oh,
yeah.
They muddle it or get it mixed up in with.
Or they'll answer with a question.
Yeah.
It's not really
Or
true.
they spin.
Yeah.
Spin.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice? Of these things.
New teacups?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I thought you would notice that.
Well,
I was
I
told
was
that.
thinking, but
you've
I wasn't
been
going to say
You've been
anything.
to the Goodwill again.
Yeah, and they had a bunch.
Well, I was looking at
Deal.
this one and I was thinking that I don't know, but I don't, I didn't know for sure. I thought maybe I just had never drunk out of it.
Yeah, I like those real frilly ones. You
I've got
have.
I probably got 10 of these.
Oh, really?
That match. Can you imagine?
Platinum wheat.
Would you consider that that was? I'm guessing this was someone's wedding pattern.
Could have been.
I
yeah.
bet it was.
Could have
That's
been.
what I think.
Right. Right.
Well, it's not very pretty. sorry.
Hey, they all manage.
Well, I mean, it's not that bad.
It's boring. That's why they were on sale.
You know my
Somebody
favorite.
had heard them say, "Oh, these things are boring."
Yeah, well, you know my favorite is the Wedgwood, but
I know.
but anymore.
Ed May. That's the pattern is Ed May.
But anymore, Nantucket is the only thing anybody knows that Wedgwood makes. I mean, oh, Nantucket, like that's the most boring pattern they make, and that's what. So
With all the glassworks we have in this town and ceramic works, we had to have just fabulous Asheville teapots.
well,
and
let's hope we
teacups.
do.
Oh, and back to
Yeah.
the Chinese place that John shops
Oh, you
at.
can get some things there.
You,
yeah.
they have beautiful teacups and teapots.
You like some of the
Beautiful
teacups
stuff.
and teapots and stuff over there? And you like a Wedgwood design?
Yeah, that's what he had when he first came.
I know.
And
Boom. We have the
they
Wedgwood.
went with the wind.
Yeah.
I have a niece that has furniture from
Somebody
Korea.
stole
It
No,
is
they fell.
phenomenal.
And
Oh,
broke.
the cutting, the woodwork is so phenomenal, and it's inlaid with this shell. It's just
And what is it now?
it's just astounding. It's furniture
Oh.
from North Korea.
Benny, would you like some brie cheese?
I don't believe so. Not tonight.
It's hard to get Randy. You ever had brie cheese?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, I love cheese.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm full. I just had supper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so-
You eat before
What
you
did
come.
you have for
Yeah.
supper?
Let's don't discuss it. My wife's probably watching, and we won't discuss it.
Oh, really? Did you discuss it before you came?
I did.
Tell us a lovely
I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story about that. Okay, this is happened to my great grandfather, who I tell the story that my great grandfather he had two wives, not at the same time, but anyway, and I don't know how many. I don't know how many children he had. I know several of his daughters, but they tell it as that he had 14 boys that lived.
Wow.
All right, so that made a big family.
Wow.
That spread the name to a lot. So if you can imagine how many aunts and uncles and nephews and cousins and stuff I've got, it's incredible. Anyway,
What, are they drilling a well or something?
yeah, you would just slam that door.
My goodness.
Okay, we'll let it go now. We'll cut out some of the sound. Seems like they're getting closer, doesn't it? Anyway, so he spoke with his wife, and the children tell the story, and he says we've got to start using more stuff out of the garden. He says, you're buying too much stuff at the store. We got to start using more stuff out of the garden, because you can imagine feeding a family that size. That was a major expense and stuff.
Can't imagine cooking for that.
And yeah.
I can't imagine having all those young ones.
Well, Aunt Minnie, who was one of his daughters, Aunt Minnie became the head dietitian for the school, for the local school, and was in charge of the cafeteria. And because no doubt she was already used to cooking in those quantities at home. But anyway, so he says we got to start eating more stuff out of the garden. And he went on to work, and he was the postmaster for the area. And when he came home and sat down to supper that night, he says he got a bowl, and he got some boiled cabbage, some cabbage out of it, and he got another one, and he got some slaw out of it, and he says Dottie, he called his daughter's Dottie, he says, what's in that bowl up yonder? They said, boiled cabbage, Daddy, and he says, well, what's in that bowl over there? And he says, slaw, Daddy, and well, what's over there? It's cabbage. And they said, he pushed back from the table, he says, fry me an egg. and he never complained again about too much stuff.
Women had their ways.
That was what was coming in the garden at the time.
Right.
So she's gonna feed him cabbage. Says, fry me an egg. See, I tell these are families. For us, these are family stories.
And I was going to ask if you had a family story about your wife.
Oh, I have lots of stories about her. They're my children. And, yeah.
He homeschools. They homeschool.
I got to thinking about something,
What's
and that is that you should bring you should have your children sign up and go through studio certification here. And because I mean, you already have them running your cameras.
Right.
I'm surprised you're not videoing your own thing just with your own system. Just
Just
could have gone to his office and done him, couldn't you?
yeah. Well, yeah, but that was I just would rather come here and do it.
But it just dawned on me that your kids aren't members, are they?
No.
But you should get that. Do you think they would like that? It would depend on if they would like that.
I don't know. I don't know if they would or not. They like running the cameras, but they get bored very easily.
Well, the
How old
children.
are they?
15 and 12. And
That's pretty much boring.
yeah,
Territory,
They're
yeah.
good
Yeah,
for-
it's territory we got to really watch out so you get them involved with something so they don't go bored right into drugs.
They're good for an hour. They're like they're like a cheap battery.
They're not the Energizer Bunny.
I hope they didn't watch this.
I bet they did.
Yeah, but adults are often only good for an hour or two.
That's true.
You know?
Well, listen, have you made any progress on what you were wanting to do a thing on veterans, right?
That's why I'm here today. Yep, to get the
Okay.
Chomsky thing ready, so we can put that on the air and then to go from there. Yeah.
Oh, and this is an editing thing?
Yes. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
What
good.
about veterans?
The Veterans for Peace do a vigil every Tuesday night, and they have a lot to say about. Their main thrust is impeachment. So I want to give them an opportunity to have their voices heard. And there's so much happening with the veterans with traumatic stress and
Brain
with
trauma.
your brain trauma. Exactly right. Yeah.
Were you out with that group yesterday? Did I see you yesterday at that group?
Not yesterday.
Okay.
No.
There was a group out yesterday in front of the courthouse that had some of them, and I thought that the Grim Reaper was there, and I thought
The Grim Reaper. Yes.
I thought he
right,
was
yes.
going to join us today. But
Well, yeah, he's going to be coming, actually. Yeah.
Today?
Not today,
No,
necessarily. I don't know if he's coming today. But, yeah, we have a street action group now, and so we're developing different characters, and James is going to be, I believe, Sam.
uh-huh.
You know. So he's got a big, tall hat now, and so he's going to play Uncle Sam, I believe.
I mean, this is what else I had to discuss with you. This has to do with my new Easy Steeper. I've been using your teapot, which you have loaned me, which I have been scared to death that I would break the whole time, because as you may know, I'm on my second Martha Stewart.
Oh, yeah, I
and,
know.
and I've already broken it. I don't know if you can tell, but the handle's glued on.
Yes.
Now on that. Now I've not managed to break the handle off of yours or anything else yet.
Is this yours?
No,
No,
hers is over there in the box.
bottom.
It's and I like it a lot because it's a really cool teapot.
Are you trying
But
to say you want to return it to
I'm-
me
I'm
and you don't
wanting
want to
to-
hurt my feelings?
I'm wanting to return it to you before I break it. I think that it is
well,
it is my
all right.
advice
I'll
to
take
you.
it and my feelings aren't hurt. And had you broken it, it would have been all right.
I
I would
would
have forgiven you.
I would yeah, but I think you would have probably. But I would
but I'll take it.
I would advise you that you would be wise at this time
I understand.
to get it back while it
I'm
is.
the one that
What?
broke the insert on my beautiful new little crystal.
Uh-huh.
What he's saying
teapot.
is it would be wise to take it while it's still just two pieces instead of
50,
Right. It's just a
which
teapot
we have
and
to
a
glue
lid.
back together.
Right. Ah, wait a minute. To kind of fugue in D minor.
That's
You know
what's
this one.
missing here is music.
No,
And, like,
Oh yeah, I
The-
can already hear it.
the audience has.
I can't get the stupid
The
headphones.
audience has music.
He's yeah.
Very good.
You don't know it, but there's been I've been running a little music very soft.
One of those crystal lights, with refracted lights. around the
A
room,
mirror
too.
ball.
Yeah, like a lava lamp. Have this whole room like a lava lamp.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, John doesn't have any of our psychedelic background going, but he can.
No, I can do
He
that.
can
Did you
mimic.
miss that time
He
somehow?
can mimic it.
I can sit and listen to that all
He
day
could probably
long.
mimic a
That's
live.
what-
Oh,
a
it's time.
live
It's time for me to
no
run.
problem.
It's time for me to run a roll, and I'm going to run a
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to run. We're going to run credits. We're going to get to the thisismyband.com roll and all that kind of stuff. You know,
Is it 6?
it's what it says on the clock.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know which
6:01.
one is correct. 6 or 6:35. Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh, for me?
Just restricted, funded in part by This Is My Band.
Yeah.
Are you slipping
Ah,
money to everybody
you?
or just
Is
John?
that you?
Is that for drugs or what?
Yeah. Ever since I accidentally stiffed him at one time, he counts it now. And I didn't mean to.
I always
I know
check it.
sometimes Herb stiffs me too. I have to count the money. Make
Do
sure
you?
it's right.
I
Yeah.
really didn't mean to that time.
Oh, sure.
Honestly, no. Honestly, I didn't. I thought it was all there.
Good for you. Wow, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's working out pretty well.
Yeah. So you're your own ISP or what?
I have a data center. Yeah, I own a data center in Georgia.
Oh,
And have 167 servers.
wow.
And
Wow.
2 T3 runs and T1 redundant backup.
He and John put together their electronic geniuses. They put together a whole little studio here, the two of them.
Well, this
Wow.
was mostly Randy's affair here.
And you're Randy? Because it doesn't
He
say
is.
Randy on
That's
it.
He is
Randini.
Randy.
Randini. Okay.
Also
I didn't have an official meet
also
up with
known
him
as
either.
Randini.
Oh yeah, they haven't officially met.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Randy.
I thought I had a real
I thought he was
I got
Randini.
one of my other
Are you-
Yes.
I own several businesses.
Poor Brothers Productions.
Four
Company.
Brothers Productions. That's right.
Randy, this is Kasha.
Hi, Randini. Should I call you Randini or Randy?
Randy's fine.
Randy, okay.
Or Randy, either one. There's a long story behind it.
And I'll try to by the next time
Wow.
I see you, which I'm assuming will be Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
No, well, tomorrow. There's tomorrow, but
Oh, that's right. You'll see me tomorrow, yeah.
yeah. Anyway, I'm going to try to have a DVD. I mean,
By
a
next-
CD, and
Okay.
and I'll email you the
Like by next Tuesday or something,
Yeah.
or even next Thursday or
whatever.
whatever. One of those two.
Well, surely I'll put. I have to put the system together because I have things in the external. Okay, I have an external DVD. I can burn CDs on my computer though. I'll see, but the image I think is stored on the external hard drive.
Well, quite frankly, when I seen that, I thought, well, I mean, it looked like he was just trying to throw something together. And
Right,
could tell,
I was.
and I could tell. I thought, man, John can do better than that. And I said, I'm not even gonna waste anything.
Uh-huh, right.
Because I guarantee he'll be. And you did. The next day you called and said, hey, can you?
This is stimulating. This is stimulating conversation. Well, what are y'all talking
We're
about?
talking about the cover for. Okay, I'm gonna start giving out little guest packages. Okay, like Oprah Winfrey. I'm gonna play off Oprah Winfrey, and when you show up, you get a little promo pack. All the Tea Party virgins get. And I'm gonna have a Low Down Travelers CD in it. Have I ever given you a Low Down Travelers CD? Well, see. And everybody will get a Low Down Travelers CD and a number of like little business cards or something, which we'll just wind up printing on it, for the various sponsors and things like that.
And certainly a tea bag. I meant you'd have to have a tea bag in there at least, right?
I don't really see how it would fit. You just
No.
I actually
Well, since this is a tea
when
party.
I was in the store getting the teapot, they had these little bitty teapots. Now they charge $3 for them. Hey, come in. Drag up a chair. Is there a clean cup there for her?
There is.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. It looks like someone else is coming in too, so I
Oh,
will
good.
take my leave.
Oh,
because
no.
I
Oh,
need
no,
to
we
go
can
do
pull up
some
another
production
chair.
Seen you in a
business.
while. How you been doing?
Oh, Robert, we can pull up
Oh,
another.
yes,
We
I
can pull up another chair. We'll need to go
Casey
steal
Waters.
one.
Hey, how you doing, man?
All right, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Good to see you.
All right,
Well,
good to see you.
I'm not sure I'm through with you yet. I'm not sure that have we
He's not through with
But before you run, let us discuss in detail exactly about your thing. Now you're not only working on a show but you are promoting Veterans for Peace.
Yes.
Who
'cause
meet-
I want everybody who's against the war to come, and the potential war in Iran, to come on Tuesdays and join and stand with the Veterans for Peace. You don't have to be a veteran at all. All you have to do is stand with them, and it's going to be at 4:30 from now on. 4:30 for 1 hour at the Pack Square.
What day of the week?
It's on Tuesdays. It's
Tuesdays
every Tuesday.
at
They've been doing
4:30.
it for 4 years now. Straight. Ever since just before the war, actually.
And that's your main thrust right now, to let people
Is
know that it is at
encouraging
4:30.
people more and more, yes, to
Tuesday.
participate, to really become members of this community, this wider community.
That's the best.
The veterans are, stand so much for the very best of our young people, and yet they're all being,
Ignored.
turned into these fighting machines. And
Yeah,
we don't,
that's right. And they don't have the opportunity to speak up
Exactly.
and say what they truly feel
Don't get
or
me
what they
started.
truly experience.
Yes. So we
And-
want to give them
Yes,
that
sir.
opportunity.
Well, that is critical. I agree with you.
Yes.
Well, here's the sad thing. As long as they're healthy and able-bodied, they don't mind sending them off to some sorry war. But then when they come back wounded, they just cast them aside and don't take care of
That's
them
right.
at all.
That's right.
And they end up on the street.
I'm seeing
Yeah.
Well,
tensions
yeah,
over
that's
there.
true,
You might want a
too.
bleep button over there.
Hmm?
You might need a bleep button.
That's
That's
un-
happened with
I'm
every
seeing
war,
tensions
though,
raised.
isn't it?
Yes, it
This
does.
one
Well,
is an
He just
exception.
encouraged me.
Go ahead.
I'm very,
But-
because
But
you know,
why
I'm-
doesn't society learn from the past?
This is what I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We seem to have an instinct to fight rather than communicate.
Great
Communication,
documentary.
basic communication is so difficult.
Great documentary I saw last night. It's Why We Fight. I can't remember the producer's name or anything like that, but excellent. It was about the military-industrial complex, and it started off with Eisenhower.
warning
Warning.
against it.
Warning
Yes, that's
against it.
right.
Yeah.
And when he
Very
departed
good.
in, I guess in
His departing
late
speech.
1960, early 1961, when he was leaving.
His parting speech was
Yeah, his
about
parting
the
speech. I guess it was
danger of the
61,
military-industrial complex.
Oh yeah, I mean
Where-
it was
where
really
did you see
courageous
that? It was
of
on,
him to do
It
that.
was on cable. It was on Stars Encore.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good.
so it was called Why We Fight. Very, very good. I think it was about an hour and a half, 2 hour documentary.
Okay.
Very, very good.
Thank
Excellent.
you. Thank you for that.
Excellent movie.
We'll watch it. We'll catch it.
Yeah.
And then we'll be able to speak more about it next time.
Old wealthy men with power have been sending young men off to war since time began.
Absolutely.
Usually uneducated younger men who
While
are-
they sit on their fancy cushions.
while they sit with their talcum powdered hands.
Yeah.
Well, sure. I mean, it's been going on forever. You're right.
Eating the taxpayers' food.
Getting
and why
wealthier.
do the young men keep doing it? And
'Cause-
now young women are doing it
Because they
also.
need to prove themselves. Or
To this authoritarian thing.
Well,
plus, they want
the
an
whole-
education. You know,
Well, the
that's
whole thing is.
Yeah,
is
well, that's an important
that's
piece.
a way to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
the whole
Yeah,
thing
to
is
pull
a gimmick.
themselves out.
From the time they start in school, it's all a gimmick. They're all taught that they're supposed to love their country, they're supposed to follow their leader,
And the
and they're supposed to be
machismo
little
thing.
sheep that do nothing but just back and bow to the leaders. That's what
Right.
it's all taught. You know, if more people would start homeschooling and things like that and get their children out of this propaganda crap,
Yeah.
then we would see a change in the amount of people that want to follow.
And Bush
these-
has even
Oh,
insidiously
yeah, I
had a lot
agree.
to
I
do
mean,
with that.
People probably should start homeschooling more because what's happening is the public school system, the quality is getting lower and lower over the years
Yeah, they're
because
dumbing
no
us down.
children
Since they're
left, no
training for
child left
tests
behind
only.
that. You know, that's not working. It's actually making
But don't
things
you think
worse.
it's up to the individual to? Well, I mean, we don't have to be fed information. We can go looking for
Sure
our
we can.
own information.
But if
There's
you're
plenty
young,
there.
you don't often
But the school
know
teachers are
where
not
to
teaching
find
it
it.
anymore. They're not
There's
teaching it
plenty of
anymore.
places now. They don't have an excuse anymore with the internet. You know,
When I was a
with the
kid-
television
Well, sure.
access.
Well, young people who have money who have their own computers. Or
There's
who have
computers
access to
in
computers.
libraries.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, when I
There's-
was a
there's
kid, though, we
ways
were
to
taken to
find
the
out
library
if
and
you
we were
want
shown
to.
how to look things up through the periodic table. and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, right.
You know, my children, they did go the first 5 years, 3 years for my youngest son, the first 5 years for my oldest son.
Mm-hmm.
And they were never taught the periodic table.
Really?
In the 5 years of elementary school, never taught that. And I remember learning
Periodic table.
In the,
Yeah, I think it was
No.
about 5th grade, if I remember. When I learned it, and it was in science class, it was introduced, sure.
Yeah.
That sounds
You're
about
talking
right.
about the periodic table. You're
Yeah.
talking about the
But
way
the-
to look things up in the
Yeah.
library.
Two different.
Yeah.
Oh,
right,
I'm
yeah.
talking about the periodic table of the
Yeah.
elements.
Right, yeah.
Not the elements,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
Oh, you're
I mean,
talking
talking
about the
The library-
Dewey
the
Decimal
library.
System.
The Dewey Decimal,
System. I was
that's
like,
it,
well,
the
Dewey
Dewey
Decimal
Dewey
System.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
was taught in second
And the reason I was
grade.
thinking that was because I had a
Sure.
stupid periodic table book at the house come in the mail to start teaching our children the periodic table. That's the reason I was
The
thinking.
Dewey
periodic
Decimal
table.
System we learned in second
Yeah,
grade,
yes,
even
yeah.
earlier.
The Dewey Decimal System,
Right.
exactly.
Because
I
it's
never thought that.
fundamental.
Right.
You're
They
right.
don't want children growing up knowing how to look things up anymore. That's my belief. They just, it's all part of the
They
propaganda.
want a bunch of
Just-
sheep.
That's what they want.
But-
We've had a
They'll
bunch
just
of
go right
sheep
off
for a long, long time. I mean,
They'll
that's
just
why
go
this
right off and
happened.
fight for them, and
But society does too. I mean, I've been beat up by so many people because I wasn't like one of the people, because I was doing something else. Like when I was driving semi, I
Yeah.
got attacked by guys, usually. When I was driving cab, I
Of
got
course, you were
attacked.
doing something that
all
they
the time.
because you were doing a man's job.
Yeah,
I see. So
exactly.
they
A
really.
man's job.
So instead
Yeah,
of being
yeah.
nice
Yeah,
and
have you heard
incorporating
that
you, they
truck
gave you a
drivers
hard
and
time.
truck driving women are the new cowboy and cowgirl?
Yes, I have. Yeah,
Do
I
you
have.
like
actually,
that or
women
no?
truck drivers are probably better than men because I think they're more safety
Lemon
conscious.
curd.
They are.
They really are.
That's
Yeah,
true.
well, yeah.
That's true.
You got.
Have
You
some,
have
yeah,
to
have
be.
some
Vaseline.
green cheese and lemon curd. It's
That's-
delicious.
That's Vaseline.
Oh, I
in a
don't.
jar.
I don't eat.
You like Vaseline?
I grew up with lemon curd.
I bet you
Yeah.
did.
Where are
She
you
brought
from?
some-
I'll bet
I'm
you
from
did.
Wales.
And did you see what I found? I found
Okay.
some tea crackers, and I think they're kosher tea crackers.
And they were really good on the scones, but I
Oh,
wasn't going to eat
lemon
them on
curd
crackers.
is.
So.
Lemon curd is better than lemon
'Cause she
pie.
had lemon
I mean,
in
you
it.
have to go to a lot of trouble with lemon pie, but that you can just add to
Wow, it's
everything.
crowded in here.
Hi there, come on in.
Look at this,
You're
more
back.
exciting.
Oh, everybody
Well,
come in
I
and
will leave
Hello,
because
hey.
I will come
Come
back.
back.
It was lovely
Yeah,
meeting
it's great having another woman at the tea
Here, I
party.
don't know how we can.
yeah, someone will have to steal some
Yeah.
some chairs from
I'm
studio.
going to go
I'm
get some more
going
chairs.
to
Just
go
some
this
chairs.
way, just right
Good.
around.
It was nice meeting you.
I hope I get a chance to talk to you all
Yeah.
again.
Oh, what is it?
Tell your husband
Oh,
good
this-
I
job
hope
on
I
the.
see you Tuesday.
Oh, this isn't
Okay.
this isn't for the tea party, is
Okay,
it?
well, tell your
Everybody,
husband good
just
job on
thank
the.
you.
Oh, good.
You
water
now
shed.
have a chance to.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, James. That was a good job on the.
And Henry right now is sick. He's also on the board.
No.
He also rescued it, but he's sick in the hospital. So send him
Who?
That was an
prayers,
awesome job,
whatever you
guys.
send out.
Who?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who was sick?
Thank you,
Henry.
Henry Chandler, the other member of the board of directors.
Oh.
One of the other
Yeah,
members.
for,
Yeah, and
for
Margie
Woodford
Pierce
Water
is also
Department.
now.
Oh.
Or Woodford Water
I'll let you
Works.
Okay.
But they're the